Wakefulness is a concept in association with contemplative inquiry that requires peace and is gained through a steadiness of mind, a largeness of heart, and a deep equanimity in the face of new and significant experiences, according to page 12 of the text. Additionally, being awake means more awareness to all aspects of the world, including suffering within one's self as well as one's community, according to page 11 of the text. The true goal of contemplative inquiry is joining insight and compassion, wisdom, and love, according to page 13 of the text. This is accomplished through a deeper peace, through learning to be awake, as well as incorporating the contemporary life with the active life. Chapter 1 focused on the contemplative practice, which is becoming practiced in solitude. The silent self was also touched upon, which is a deeper version of ourselves not seen in a social aspect. Throughout the chapter, the fundamental moods that contribute to virtue were also discussed. These moods include the gate of humility, which acts as a portal, and the path of reverence, which acts as what we wish to embody.
Hey everyone, so today I'm going to talk to you about chapters 2 and 3 of Meditation as Contemplative Inquiry. In chapter 2, one of the sections that I was going to be doing a lot of research about was the attending to the interior. This section of chapter 2 really tells us that we need to take care of our spiritual selves and our interiors as well as our exteriors, because if we aren't in tune with our spiritual selves and if we aren't mentally prepping and being ready for what we're taking on in the world, then there's no way that our exterior selves can really function. It's kind of a dual process of one not being able to work without the other. So it's always good to be mindful about those two together. And for the section in chapter 3, it's all about strengthening attention, kind of what we've been going over in class so far this semester, of being able to bring yourself back from when you're doing the deep breathing exercises. This section really focuses on us being able to think more contemplatively and being able to think about where we are in the world as opposed to what we're going to be doing later, what class you have later, what you're going to eat, who you're going to see later. Really being able to live in the moment and being able to keep yourself there.
Chapter 4, Cognitive Breathing. The first phase of cognitive breathing is concentration. You pick an object that you want to focus on completely. It could be an image, a word, an object, or a sound. This can also be called single-pointed attention. For this, you pay attention to the little details of the object. This expands our awareness. It is also mentioned in the chapter about the bell sound. The bell sound is a chimed bell, which can be an example of cognitive breathing. A quote from the book on page 95 says, "We concentrate on the sense experience itself, the sound of the bell. Second, we attend closely to the memory of sound. Once we are filled with the bell sound, we let go and open our awareness." Arthur also mentions about getting rid of expectations. High expectations often lead to disappointments. Another quote in the book from Arthur says, "In order to be able to come to all things, we must expect nothing, seek nothing, and hope nothing." Chapter 5 mentions meditation on words. Sacred texts or poetry often lift us with their own sacred words and allow us to have a deeper reflection. Arthur mentions the higher self or the metaconsciousness, which can be observed through the entire process. A quote from Arthur himself says, "No longer experienced as a vision of a goddess, this higher self is active in our reflections and meditative work. Our work with this higher nature connects us with realms that reach far beyond the immediate circumstances within which we live."
In chapters 6 and 7 from Meditation as Contemplative Inquiry, talk about contemplative cognition and contemplative inquiry. In chapter 6, contemplative experiences are touched upon and is stated that one should allow them into their own domain. While in Chapter 7, inquiry is discussed as well as intimacy, participation throughout our lives, and how they are important. The topic of organ formation as well is talked upon, and how we should take care of our bodies. By the end of the chapter, the 9 characteristics of inquiry are respect, gentleness, intimacy, participation, vulnerability, transformation, organ formation, illumination, and insight.
Contemplative inquiry is a vast and deep indulgence within ourselves, focusing on the connections between our mind, body, and spirit. Through meditations, breathing, focus, and understanding, viewing our interior and exterior with a contemplative lens can open more doors and lead to a fuller comprehension of what is known, as well as what is unknown in our paths of life.